He's running for governor as a Democrat, and it is my pleasure to welcome Randy Credico.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Warren. I remember Warren from What's My Line, right? Warren and Phil, good seeing you guys again. It's thrilled to be here. John Liu is a good man. I supported it. Even though I was in the mayor's race last night, I voted for him, all right? Because he is an honest man, decent man, and please vote for him this year because he is an independent thinker and a man of the highest integrity that I have met in politics in this city. So please give your support for John Liu. Now, that being said, my name is Randy Credico. Did anybody listen to the Brian Lair show today? Did you hear me? I was the guy that was on early, I think at 10:25. I am running for governor. I've been running for about 9 months now. There is a newcomer in the race, newcomer to New York as well. I've been here for 38 years. I came here in 1980. I'm a political impressionist, by the way, and I did that for a long time. But then I ran the William Moses Kunstler Fund for Racial Justice for 15 years. If you remember Bill Kunstler? I came here in 1980 at the behest of Red Buttons. Red Buttons. You all remember Red Buttons? I was working with him and Eddie Bracken in Las Vegas. Actually, it was in Reno. And he and I sat there and we watched Ted Kennedy's speech. Remember Ted Kennedy's speech at the Javits Center way back during the 1980 Democratic Convention when he ran against Jimmy Carter? And he delivered this speech where he said, "And for those whose cares have been our concern, the fight goes on, the cause endures, the hope still lives, and the dream shall never die." And that really got me excited to come to New York City. Red says, "Go east, young man." And I went east. I came out here after Reagan won in that landslide. I changed my entire act. I started working. I did the Tonight Show. I spent the first 6 years of that decade hammering Reagan on the policies in Central America. You all remember, I have to entertain you because you've seen so many politicians tonight. One that's not a career politician, but, so I decided you've seen so much of this tonight, I may as well, okay. So I spent those years, I went to Central America. I brought a crew of comedians. They were called Humorists Against War. And we toured the country. And from that point on, I just became very political. I ran for mayor last year. And I must tell you, one of the reasons I think I'm running for governor this year is I wanted to come back out here this year because you guys were such a great audience, and I got the biggest percentage of votes out of this district right over here. I'm serious. I got more votes from this area here. And I said to Warren, for the last year I've been asking him on Facebook, would you please just bring me back so I can work this crowd as a comedian? I had to wait all the way up to now to do political shtick, you know? So I can't make any promises except for Andrew Cuomo is a disappointment. Andrew Cuomo is a Joe Lieberman Democrat. He is a conservative Democrat. Zephyr Teachout is from Vermont. She comes from a wealthy family over there, family of privilege. Her father's a judge. It's over?
Well,
okay,
well,
I'm going to I won't do a closing, but I got to finish this.
But I know better than to interrupt Randy, so...
I paid for this microphone, Mrs. Breen.
You use your time to tell
us
what's important to you.
Well, listen, I'm not taking any questions, no. That would be like Reagan. We ask him a question, he'd go, well... Listen, wouldn't it be nice to have somebody in Albany that has a sense of humor and is committed, that has passion? You saw one of my opponents today who has no passion at all. It's by rote. She's been delivering that same speech for the last 2 months. And you deserve better than that. You deserve someone like me who's willing to work impromptu. I didn't come here with a pat speech. I had no idea what I was going to say. And when I got hit on the Whitestone from a car from behind, it hit my head from behind, I definitely lost what was ever in there. I really got hammered hard. But I wanted to get here. And here I am, folks. I got arrested last 2 weeks ago. You may have seen this on New York One, filming the police in New York City. I was filming them, and they didn't like it, so they started filming me. The next thing you know, a Democratic candidate for governor is in Bronx Central booking for 28 hours in the most squalid, the most rancid, the most unsanitary. This is something that has got to come to an end. You can't have prison conditions the way they exist in New York State. They are so, it doesn't represent our sensibility to have the kind of conditions that I saw, and so many young kids of color have to go through that every single day for smoking a joint, which I'll be honest with you, every month or two I smoke a joint, okay? I'm the only politician that will admit to inhaling, and I will inhale in the future, because it's not a crime. God said life is short, smoke this.
What are you
So,
running for next year?
What? This is it. Who do I think I am? Harold Stassen? Now, Andrew Cuomo's run for office 20 times. All right, he's been elected most of the time, but this is the third time that I've run for office in the last time. I'm 60 years old last month, and this is very important to me. They're having such a good time, you know?
Well,
they're having a good time. When are you going to get a guy like me out here again? You're not going to get it. They've been here for a long time. They sat through 9 career politicians, and John Liu, who's not a career politician, and me.
Randy?
All right, I'll take some questions right now, but I want you to know that I've been running for a long time, folks, for this office, and I'm qualified. I am committed. Take a look at my record. There are documentaries on my life. Jack Black, the actor, did a documentary on me and Andrew Cuomo, and Russell Simmons. There are a lot of documentaries, and a million. All right, Warren, go ahead. Ask me the first question.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna ask you.
Phil asked the question.
Do you have anything else that you wanted to tell the audience here while you're at the mic?
I am at the mic because I'm running for office. I want to be governor. I want to dislodge Andrew Cuomo. One of these politicians that I'm running against hasn't been here long enough, and the other one's been here too long. All right? And I'm right in the middle. That's going to be my new cliche. One hasn't been here long enough, 4 years. How about if I come here and in 2 weeks I become the main guy? I replace Warren after just being here 2 weeks. All right? That's what this woman from Vermont is doing, coming in here, thinks she can run this state. How about if I go to Russia and read some Dostoevsky and then become the next president? You've got to know this state. You got to know Buffalo. You got to see what Olmsted built, those parks. You got to go up to Remington. You got to go to the Tri-City area of Binghamton. You got to go to Hempstead. You got to know this state. It's not easy to know the biggest state, not physically. This is the main state in the country. It's the capital of the world. You can't come in here from Vermont. No carpetbaggers from the east, folks, all right? What other questions do you want to ask me? You want to hear my Louis Armstrong? Is that it? No.
Randy, we're gonna let you do your 2-minute closing.
I'll tell you don't give me any respect, you know what I mean? Hey, I'll tell you it's a rough crowd over here. Folks, my last 2 minutes. You gave John 19 questions. You asked 14 of them. And he got a closing. Well, he's been a great controller. John Quincy Adams went from being president to a congressman, and he was great in both jobs. So there's nothing wrong with him going from controller to state senate. He'll be a dynamic state senate, and that's 25 seconds I just devoted to you. You better give me a state contract if you get up there. So, folks, I'm asking you, look, Cuomo most likely is going to buy the election with the $500 million that Alphonse D'Amato got him. D'Amato is the main guy. All right? I do this because it's out of the goodness of my heart. Yeah, right. All right? So, on that day, vote for a New Yorker who's committed, spent all of his time in New York for righteous causes. We're all progressive in this city, in this state, in this room, I meant. All right. We're all progressives. I know that you're open-minded. Cuomo's going to be tough to beat. Give somebody like me that's been here and a fighter just don't let me run third, please. I don't want to run third, all right? And you'll send a message that we can clean up a lot. And forget about this Moreland Commission. This is the same kind of stuff John went through, allegations. I got the cops saying that I tried to menace them with an umbrella, like I'm the penguin, you know what I mean? When I'm really Mary Poppins, all right? So that's what they said. Allegations don't mean anything, and I wish that my other opponent would stick to issues, because there's unemployment, there's hunger, there are 55,000 homeless women and children and men in this city alone, many of them vets who serve their country, and we owe it to them to talk about the issues and not allegations that are unproven by an ambitious prosecutor by the name of Preet Bharara. All right? So I ask you not to, when you see that woman again, say, let's talk issues. There's a million issues. I want to tax Wall Street, folks, and underwrite all of the services that have been cut. If we tax Wall Street 1%, $40 billion we could raise. Just 1% sales tax on Wall Street, we could pay for all of this stuff instead of using these schemes like Lotto. Lotto, $9 billion, they shake down poor people. I heard you say that.
Randy?
I'm going to go right now. Any questions at all?
Randy, I want to thank you so much.
Thank you, Warren. Thank you, Phil.
I'm just sorry.
And if you have any questions, I'll be waiting outside. I'll be lighting up out there, so...
I'm just sorry you didn't tell us how you really felt, but...
you guys are a great crowd. Listen, I want to come out here after I lose. If I lose the election, I'll come back out here and do a regular comedy show for you, okay? Thank you very much. And we'll see you very soon. Very soon. Thank you.